السلام عليكم طلاب الصف الثالث كلية الطب ا.م.د الادوية. تكملة لمحاضرتنا السابقة حول الانتيكوغولانت. We discussed in the previous lectures the injectable anticoagulant. The example is heparin. And in the second video we discussed the oral anticoagulant and the prototype or example is the warfarin. Today we'll discuss an important issue in the anticoagulant drugs which carry different names, which is called thrombolytic drugs. As we know, could be heard about the thrombolytic drugs. These drugs are used from its name to thrombo, or its action is the thrombolysis or thrombolysis of what? Of unformed clots. The anticoagulants prevent the formation of new clots, while the thrombolytic drugs dissolve the established clots and used in the variety of the disease and fatal disease I will discuss later. So thrombolytic drugs. Acute thromboembolic disease in selected patient may be treated by what? By administration of an agent that activate the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin. And as you know, the plasminogens and the plasmins are the vital in the formations of the fibrin. So when we activate the conversion of the plasminogen to the plasmin, lead to the lysis of the fibrin. A serine protease that hydrolyzes fibrins and first dissolve the clot. When the fibrin is hydrolyzed, this will lead to the dissolve the clots. This is a factors that activate the conversions of the plasminogens to the plasmin, and then the plasmin will convert to the fibrin degradation products. And this process done by the alteplase, streptokinase, urokinase. All of these are thrombolytics agent. So the conversion of the plasminogen to the plasmin, and the plasmin will convert the fibrin to fibrin degradation product. And as you know, the fibrin is the main products of the clots, or thrombus. Each one of the thrombolytic drugs has its characteristics. So start with streptokinase. Streptokinase is one of the first such agents to be approved. So it's the one drugs approved for the thrombolytic therapy. Causes a systemic fibrolysis, produce fibrolysis. So cause systemic fibrolysis, produce fibrolysis. So the streptokinase is the one of the first drugs is approved for thrombolytic therapy. Second, alteplase acts more locally on the thrombotic fibrins to produce fibrolysis. So the streptokinase acts at systemic fibrolysis, and it is the first one approved for the thrombolysis. So while the alteplase is act local fibrolysis, act locally to produce fibrolysis. Clear? I repeat, streptokinase is the first one approved for the thrombolysis. It is caused systemic fibrolysis, which lead to produce fibrolysis, and produce fibrolysis by systemic fibrolysis, while alteplase produce fibrolysis by local fibrolysis. Clear? The third one is urokinase, is produced naturally in human kidneys and directly converts plasminogen to active plasmin, and this active plasmin convert the fibrin to fibrinogen or fibrin degradation products and lyse the clots. Thrombolytic drugs may lyse both normal and pathological thrombi. So when give the thrombolytic or fibrolytic drugs to dissolve the established or deformed clots, which might lead to the bleeding tendency and leading to the prevent the normal clots which needed in the certain circumstance. So as you see, the differences in the different types of fibrinolytic agent. Regarding antigenicity, they found that cytokinase is more antigenicity and might lead to the side effect and hypersensitivity from the and might lead to the anaphylactic shock. So antigenicity, this is might be asked you in the MCQ questions. Which one of the following has more antigenicity? Your answer is cytokinase. Is the red one, red arrow. What about fibrin specificity? They found that alteplase and urokinase share the high fibrin specificity, while the less fibrin specificity is the cytokinase. The question for you, which one of the following is less fibrin specificity? Your answer is the cytokinase. What about half-life? Which of the following thrombolytic agent has longer half-life? Your answer is cytokinase. So cytokinase is the longer half-life, is the less fibrin specificity, and it has more antigenicity. Clear? Very clear. What about mechanism of action? As I discussed, the thrombolytic agents share some common features. All act either directly or indirectly, to convert plasminogen to the plasmin, which in turn cleaves the fibrin, thus lyses the thrombi, and the end result is the fibrin degradation products. Clot dissolutions and reperfusions occurs with a higher frequency when therapy is initiated yearly after clot formations, because the clot becomes more resistant to lyse as they age and fibrous. As the clot ages, when the clot is aged, become fibrous and difficult to dissolve. So clot dissolution and reperfusion occurs with a higher frequency when therapy is started or initiated early. Unfortunately, increased local thrombi occurs as the clot dissolves. This is one of the drawbacks of the thrombolytic therapy. When the thrombolysis start and there is an increase in the local thrombi as the clot dissolve, this will lead to enhanced platelet aggregation and thrombosis. Lead to the enhanced bleeding, and this is what is called a rebound thrombosis. Strategies to prevent. How to prevent this? Anybody ask you? You might thrombi or thrombosis and platelet aggregation enhanced and lead to a new thrombosis. How to overcome this when you use thrombolytic therapy? This overcome by strategies or certain strategies to prevent this by administrations of antiplatelets such as aspirin or antithrombotics or anticoagulants such as heparin, by aspirin, clopidogrel, Plavix, or by heparins. Therapeutic uses or indications of the thrombolytic therapy. This is a popular questions and we ask you thoroughly. يعني سؤال دائما يعني سؤال عام ودائما نسأله مهم. The first or originally used for the treatment of deep vein thrombosis and serious pulmonary embolism. Thrombolytic drugs are now being used less frequently for this condition. Their tendency to cause bleeding has also blunted their use in the treating acute peripheral arterial thrombosis or myocardial infarction. So the name used or the original use is the treatment of DVT and serious pulmonary, and because of the tendency of the side effect or tendency to cause bleeding, their use in the treatment of this condition is decreasing or less frequently. So the first use is the treatment of DVT and pulmonary. Second use for myocardial infarction, intracoronary delivery of the drugs and is the most reliable in terms of achieving recanalization, opening of the coronaries. However, cardiac catheterization may not possible in the first 2 to 6 hours, and this is called therapeutic windows, and beyond which significant myocardial salvage becomes less likely. Thus, thrombolytic agents are usually administered intravenously. So, can be given yearly because in this there's an area or there's a period which is called therapeutic window, cannot done cardiac catheterization, and have to start thrombolytic therapy to preserve the myocardial tissue. Third indication is helpful in restoring catheter and shunt function by lysing clot clothes cause occlusion. So any catheter or any shunt might be obstructed by clothes, and this lead by using thrombolysis to make these catheter or shunt patent. Fourth indication, to dissolve clothes that result in strokes. Strokes جلطات الدماغية and clothes تسبب هزال and can be used early. After the diagnosis can use thrombolysis. So the first indication, treatment of DVT and serious pulmonary embolism, myocardial infarction, restore catheter and shunt function by elastic clot causing occlusion, dissolve clots that result in Syطرة. What about side effect? A very important issue in this video is the adverse effect of thrombolytic therapy. First, hemorrhage, and this is a major side effect. So what is the major side effect of thrombolytic therapy? Is the major. يعني هو احنا نداوم بالعناية المركزة من ننطي thrombolytic therapy خاصة بروكاينيز او التبليس، يعني اكثر سايد افكت نخاف منه هو bleeding tendency. اذا نقول فهاف تو هاف مونيتور ذا بيشنت ثيرابي. وكذلك انه قرار اعطاء ثرومبوتيك هو قرار اخصائي ويتابع من قبل المقيم الأقدم او المقيم الدوري، يبقى ستاند باي قاعد يا المريض to monitor any sign of bleeding. And whatever bleeding could be intracellular bleeding, could be subcutaneous bleeding, could be intraocular bleeding, could be epistaxis, bleeding per rectum, peptic ulceration, peptic bleeding, upper GI bleeding, etc. The thrombolytic agent do not distinguish between the fibrin of an unwanted thrombus and the fibrin of a beneficial thrombus. For example, patient عنده قرحة معدة وهاي القرحة تنزف، فالجسم يسوي يعني as a protective mechanism يسوي clot at the base of the ulcer to prevent further bleeding. But when you use thrombolytic therapy for other cause, for myocardial for embolism, this will lead to the enhanced bleeding from this ulcer. Why? Because the thrombolytic agent do not distinguish between the fibrin of an unwanted thrombus and the fibrin of a beneficial thrombus. For example, a previously unsuspected lesion such as gastric ulcer may hemorrhage following injection of thrombolytic agent, and this is clear in the cartoon. This is a thrombus, and we want to dissolve this thrombus, and this is a peptic ulcer, and the thrombus start, for example, an ulcer, whatever the site, an ulcer, and this clot is lodged here to prevent further bleeding, but when you use the thrombolytic therapy, will lead to the more bleeding. Although the thrombus is decreased inside or dissolved, while on the other hand, there is a risk of bleeding in the other side. Clear? What about the contraindications for the thrombolytic therapy? These drugs are contraindicated in, this is a popular question, دائما نجيبها السؤال, enumerate contraindication of thrombolytic therapy. First, pregnancy. Second, healing wounds, cerebrovascular accident, brain tumors, head trauma, recent head trauma, intracranial bleeding, and metastatic cancer. These are the 7 indications or contraindication for thrombolytic. First, pregnancy, patient with the healing wounds, recent wounds, their recent surgery, history of cerebrovascular accident, brain tumor, head trauma, intracranial bleeding, and metastatic cancer. History of cerebrovascular tumor, whether hemorrhagic or infarction, when the infarction is big. When the infarction is big and give thrombolytic therapy, واحد يقول لي مو infarction ليش ما نعطي كلوت، ليش ما نعطي thrombolytic therapy؟ لا، نقول له إذا كانت cerebrovascular accident due to the huge or large size infarction, this is contraindication for the thrombolytic therapy. Well, after finishing the discussion of anticoagulant and thrombolytic therapies, we faced a problem of bleeding tendency. So how to control the bleeding, or how to treat the bleeding? So what are the drugs used to treat the bleeding, whether of spontaneous bleeding or bleeding to the side effect of the drugs? First, drugs used to treat or to control bleeding called aminocaproic acid and tranexamic acid. Aminocaproic acid أو يسمونه tranexamic acid. When used, they found that in the fibrolytic state can be controlled by administration of aminocaproic acid or tranexamic acid, and both agents are synthetic, orally active, excrete immune, and inhibit plasminogen activation. Inhibit plasminogen activation. Tranexamic acid is 10 times more potent than aminocarboxylic acid, and potential side effect is intravascular thrombosis. So aminocarboxylic acid and tranexamic acid used to control the fibrinolytic state when the fibrolysis is given would might lead to the bleeding, and how to control this bleeding by use of aminocarboxylic acid or tranexamic acid. This is the first drug. Second, protamine sulfate, as I discussed in the under the topic of the heparin. Protamine sulfate antagonizes the anticoagulant effects of heparin, and this protein is derived from what? From fish sperm, يعني من حياة من الأسماك، من حياة من الأسماك، or testes من testes of of the fish, or from the sperm of the fish, and it's high in arginine content, which explains its basicity or basic tendency. Adverse effects of the mutation include hypersensitivity as well as dyspnea, flushing, bradycardia, hypotension when rapidly injected. So protamine sulfate is used to antagonize the effect of the heparin when the bleeding is developed. Tranexamic acid and aminocarboxylic acid are used to antagonize the effect of fibrinolytic drugs. Third drug is vitamin K. Vitamin K is called a phytonadione. Can stop bleeding problems due to warfarin by increasing the supply of active vitamin K, thereby inhibiting the effect of warfarin. Vitamin K may be given via the oral, subcutaneous, and intravenous. The response to vitamin K is slow, requiring at least 24 hours to restore an international normalization ratio. وهذا يعتبر انه time to synthesize a new coagulation factor dependent factor K, and this factor dependent factor K vitamin K هي factor 10, factor 9, factor 7, factor 2. First, if immediate hemostasis is required, we need fresh frozen blood. يعني إذا صار نزف من الوارفرين ونريد نوقف نزف قوي نحتاج fresh frozen plasma. لأنه وننطي فيتامين ما ننطي بس فيتامين كي يراد على الأقل 24 ساعة، لكن ما ننتظر إنه ينزف 24 ساعة، لا ننطي فرش فروزن بلازما إلى أن يشتوى فيتامين كي. These are some of drugs used to treat bleeding. Aminocarboxylic acid, tranexamic acid. Antidote for bleeding caused by what? By fibrinolytic state. Protamine sulfate antidote for bleeding caused by heparin. هذا حق تجيكم بالMCQ. وفيتامين K هو antidote for warfarin, but if severe bleeding can use it. How to monitor? By prothrombin time at INR. Now how to monitor? By complete pictures, muscle enzyme, blood pressure, protamine or monitoring parameters, or coagulation monitoring, blood pressures and heart rates. Thank you very much.